that down, let's move on to this, shall we? Personally, with all due respect to Smallville, which I loved, and the Arrowverse, which for a lot of it I liked, some of it was garbage, but a lot of the Arrowverse I liked. Peacemaker is the best thing Warner Brothers DC has ever done on television. And you know what, I say this as somebody who I admit, I thought, why on earth are you doing a whole series around Peacemaker? And when I saw the first trailer, remember that one, the trailer where he like went into the diner to meet the rest of the group?
Right.
And he talked about how he had his eagle in the car. I thought that looked awful. I did. And I said, I don't know what they're doing with this. Then I watched the series, and I think it's the best thing they've ever done. Greatest opening music number 2 of any TV show ever. Do you really want to stay? I just the greatest thing ever. How they're going to open season 2, I have no idea. Anyway, one of the big questions that a lot of people understandably had when they announced season 2 and they were doing the new DCU, but Peacemaker was continuing when everything else was being reset, was like, so then was Peacemaker canon or not? Do you remember what I said? I said this. The great thing about Peacemaker, well, this is what I said like a year ago. Mm-hmm. The great thing about Peacemaker season 1 is you don't have to retcon any of it. You literally only have to retcon one single scene.
Right.
And that's when Jason Momoa and Ezra Miller show up at the end.
Right.
That's it. You just retcon that one moment, I said on this show many times. And really, yeah, they mentioned Batman. That's fine. You didn't see Ben Affleck or anything like that. Like, you could say that Peacemaker season 1 takes place in any universe you want.
And even with Superman and Wonder Woman, they were silhouetted. So that could be anybody.
Could be enemy. So all you got to do, I said, is retcon that one thing, and it's no problem to move Peacemaker from one universe into another one. Well, James Gunn just addressed this, talking about and confirmed that Peacemaker season 1 is going to be canon with season 2, with the exception of one thing. This is what he said. This comes to us from Cinema Blend. Wrote the following. In an interview with IGN, Gunn, who also wrote and directed The Suicide Squad and carried out the same duties on the new Superman movie, mentioned that the Justice League scene from the Peacemaker season 1 finale will remain solely tied to the DCEU, the old cinematic universe. However, this won't simply be ignored when season 2 premieres on the 2025 TV schedule. Gunn said the following. The truth is, almost all of Peacemaker is canon, with the exception of Justice League, which we kind of deal with in the next season of Peacemaker. So, he's saying exactly what I thought they needed to do. All you got to do is retcon that one thing. The interesting thing about this comment, though, is when he says, we're going to deal with that Justice League scene in season 2. So even though that's the one thing that's not canon with the brand new DCU, and that's the one thing that's going to be retconned, we're still going to address what happened there in season 2. How they're going to do that, I have no idea. Like, that is, I don't even have the foggiest guess. Like, I'm seeing Mark W. in the live chat saying it was a dream. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe they say it was a dream. Oh man, I had the weirdest, Peacemaker wakes up. Had the weirdest dream when I woke up. Really? Yeah, I dreamt Aquaman was that bad guy from Fast and the Furious, and that kid who breaks into people's houses was the Flash. It was really weird. Like, if
I'm sure they're gonna do that. I'm sure Ezra's lawyers will love that one.
Oh yeah, and I didn't kill Rick Flag.
Oh yeah.
Why not that one then, huh?
Yeah.
Retcon that.
I actually agree with that one.
So, I mean, I don't know how they're going to do it, but it'll be fun. I mean, look, clearly by doing a Peacemaker season 2, they're saying Peacemaker was going to be part of the DCU. And how do we get over the fact that it was in the old one? Again, it was never connected to anything in the old DCEU, except for that one last scene. And as long as you retcon it, and they're clearly going to address it somehow in season 2, which I cannot wait to see how they do it, it's going to work.
I need to ask this. Looking at the whole slate, where do you see Peacemaker making an appearance in any of the films, any of the projects other than Peacemaker that James Gunn has?
You know what? Here's why that's an interesting question, because it presents the Deadpool problem. Peacemaker and everything in Peacemaker is so radically hard R. How do you bring, and this is again the same challenge that Marvel would face with Deadpool, How do you bring Peacemaker then into a PG-13 movie or series and tone him down? My guess is this. I don't think we're going to see Peacemaker in anything else.
He'll stay TV.
I think we'll just see Peacemaker in Peacemaker. I think we may, like if there's a Peacemaker season 3, I think we'll see elements of the DCU come into the Peacemaker show.
Okay.
But and it's just a guess. I'm just guessing. I could be wrong about this. Like I said, I'm just theorizing. But my guess is that we won't see John Cena as Peacemaker outside of that. Because part of the reason too is, Ray, look this up for me.
Yeah.
How old is John Cena now? Because remember, Dave Bautista just did this thing where
47.
So John Cena is now 47 years old. Dave Bautista just went through this thing where he's lost a big amount, like half of his muscle mass. Because he said, look, man, I'm getting older. It gets harder and harder and harder to maintain that kind of a physique. The older you get, that's just genetics. And at some point, John Cena, who's now, it's weird because when I think of John Cena, I still think of this, jorts wearing
he still is.
rapper dude who ran into the ring to challenge, who was the wrestler, the Olympic wrestler who was
Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle. Remember that?
Yeah.
Like when I think of John Cena, I still think of when I was a lot younger and this young kid came running in to challenge Kurt Angle. Like he's 47 years old now, so I don't know how much longer he can be Peacemaker, but I don't know. Like he could do it for a while, but yeah, I think they're going to keep him in the TV show. Okay. I think they're going to, but again, I could be wrong about that. We'll see. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Life 360 Tile Trackers. With the holidays right around the corner, it's all about family, fun, and of course, keeping track of everything while traveling or hosting. For me, that's where Life 360's Tile Trackers are an absolute lifesaver. These little things help keep the holiday stress in check. Whether I'm tracking my keys, wallet, or even our luggage when we travel, Tile Trackers make it easy to keep tabs on everything important. Just open the Tile app to ring it when it's nearby, or track down its location on the map if it's a bit farther. I had mentioned this one time I went to a poker tournament in Vegas, and I keep everything, my wallet, my tablet, and stuff like that, in this satchel backpack of mine, and I thought I lost it. I went crazy for hours until I finally realized I had left it in the car. If I had had Tile Tracker, it would have made my life a lot simpler. And here's one of the things I love about Tile. Tile syncs with Life 360, so I can see the location of my family members and all of our tiled items in one spot. So make your holidays a little less stressful and family-proof your season with Life 360's Tile Trackers. Visit tile.com and use the code Campea to get 15% off. That's tile.com. Use the code Campea. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? John Gunn has now confirmed that Peacemaker is canon with the new DCU, and so is season 1, with the exception of that one scene, and they're going to address it. What do you think they're going to do to address it? I have no clue. So whatever you guys theorize, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.